Um, Hi guys, I'm Deborah here from Mary Mentor. I'm the senior counselor here. So just for your information, those who have joined on Zoom, that's great. But we also are streaming live on YouTube on the official Mary Mentor page. So y'all can also join through that. Anyone who is not able to access Zoom can watch the event live on YouTube.
Hi, good morning to everyone. I'm Eunice, Senior Counselor in Mayor Mentor. So we will begin our event with a word of prayer. So let's close our eyes. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this evening, enabling all of us gather here for the event. Lord, we need your wisdom and guidance as we begin this event. Help all of us to have a meaningful event and be benefited. We ask these things in your name. Amen. I would like to introduce my colleagues, Miss Nancy, Career Counselor in Mia Mentor, and Deborah, Senior Career Counselor in Mia Mentor, who will be facilitating this event. And I'll be handing over the session to Miss Nancy. Yeah.
Thank you, Eunice. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Nancy here, Career Counselor from Mary Mentor. So before we begin, I would like to introduce you to our platform, Mary Mentor. We are a tech-based career counseling organization that strives to guide students and working professionals on their journey towards their passion. So basically, we guide students right from the 8th grade till working professionals in their journey with over 100 plus career counselors. So before we actually get into the topic of, today's session, so I have a question for you guys. So have any one of you attended career counseling or career sessions, workshops before? So you can give your responses in the chat box, which is provided here. And we can have an interactive session like that. Or you can unmute yourself and you can also, tell. Is that, so my question here is, have any one of you attended a workshop or any session similar to this before? Like yes, no, any answers from you guys? No. Okay. Okay. That's okay. Thank you, Irina. So basically, let me then give my personal experience of, regarding career counseling when I was in your age, when I was doing my college, say. So I took commerce as my, stream in my 11th and 12th because I felt that it was an easy subject, compared to the first group and the second group. And then I took commerce and I enrolled myself in psychology because it was a stream which fascinated me. And then over a time during my second year, I was introduced to this workshop in my college days, career counseling workshop, which I was given the privilege to attend, and it's up to us to attend this workshop which was given. Okay, so what happened is that I just enrolled myself in this workshop, just thinking like, no, I'll just wait while I'm at that time, and then no need to go to the classes, regular classes. So that's how I ended up in that workshop. But little did I know that it will actually help me to have a greater impact in my life, to be really honest with that. So what happened is that I went to the workshop having in mind that, it's something career counseling, they'll talk about different career streams and that's it. But to my surprise, it was not just career counseling, but it was just more than that. I met this beautiful person. I remember her name. Her name was like, Alina, and she was the career counselor there. And I went to her and was speaking with her one to one, and I was telling, so this is the reason I have taken the subject, and right now in the middle of nowhere, I really confused about it. And after the session, and then you have no idea like how much of clarity I got just in 1 hour talk conversation with her. So and from there, that my takeaway was like, purpose from the 1 hour workshop which came to me. So the same thing, I kind of applied my in my work culture and the way when I was, given the opportunity to decide what I really want to do in my life. So So I just went to this workshop thinking that, it's just another workshop which I can attend and while away my time, wherein it turned out to be something productive and it kind of changed my life in a useful way where I can take decisions out of the insight I got from the workshop, right? So having said that, I expect that even this workshop will provide you the same kind of insight which I experienced in my college days. And I welcome you all to the session. And I would quote with Steve Jobs telling, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. And this is my favorite quote because no matter what you dream and what you really want to do, you already know what you want to become. It's just that, it's up to you to take it up and take the first step. I hand over the session to Ms. Deborah.
Hi. So before we begin, I'm Deborah. I'm the senior counselor in Mere Mentor. And yeah, I would like to establish some rules here. Since we are both learning from each other, it would be greatly appreciated if you all could focus your attention on the session and also contribute, when we're playing activities or when we ask you all any questions, please do participate. It motivates us as well. We'd love to hear about your experiences and your thoughts. So you can use the chat box to, give your responses. And the session will be for an hour. We will be wrapping up around 7:30. So if you're like, cooperate with us, we can also stick to schedule. And yeah, we will be taking questions at the end of the session. So y'all can save all your questions for then. Yeah. Okay. And one more request is that we would want you all to switch on your cameras because the activities would require that. So can you all switch on your camera? You can mute yourself, but we would want you all to switch on your cameras. Because this first activity, your first task would be to use a virtual background. And like anything funny that y'all can find. Y'all could be like floating in space or like diving in the middle of the sea, but you can choose some virtual background and yeah, switch on your camera. Nancy, would you want to play the activity with them?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Yes. So the first activity will be emoji of the day. So guys, I know it's been a really long day for you. It will be a tiring day or, a good day, whatever. But this activity involves like how your day went, the whole day, basically. So there's a array of emojis which you can see in the PPT, as well as there's the other emojis as well. So in this activity, I would ask you guys to pick any 3 emojis from the list of emojis you guys have in your keyboard and describe or draw it in a pencil or paper pencil and then show it in the screen. If possible, that's the reason we're asking you to turn on the screen so that we can see the emoji. So how your day went so far. So it might be if you're happy, you can use the happy emoji, and if it's like you're tiring, you can use the tiring emoji, like that. So you can use maximum 3 emojis to describe how your day went today. So basically that's the game. So are you guys okay to play it? Can I see the response chat? If you're okay with that, we can go ahead. Yes, no. Okay, so if you guys are really not feeling comfortable with turning on the camera, that's completely fine. It will be really, it's okay to even use a chat box to use the emoji. You can use 3 emojis to describe the whole day. You can pin in the chat box. That's also completely fine. So can I see some response on how was your day actually with any 3 emojis? Okay. Okay. That seems everybody's so tiring. Okay. Sanmita, it's tiring. Lena, it's good. Exciting. Okay. Afrin, it really went really good, I guess. Okay, that's really nice to see. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So this is just the icebreaker activity to see, how your day went. Yeah. Thank you guys. And the next, so from here, I'll be handling the session to back to Deborah. So she'll take it from there.
Okay, so we have another activity to, get y'all a little active since y'all are feeling all so tired. I know y'all have had a long day, but this activity is fun, you know. Okay, so it's called letter equation. I'm going to be playing it with Nancy, so y'all can see how it's done. Very simple, and it's quite a thinker. Okay, so Nancy, the first question is 7D in a W.
Okay. 7 days in a week.
Correct. Okay, so did y'all get that? 7D in a W. So D is for days, W is for week. So the equation uses the first letter of the word, and y'all need to find out what the word is. Okay, so I'm going to do another question with Nancy. Nancy, 5F in a H.
5 fingers in a hand.
Oh, very good. So I hope you all got the game. And I'm going to ask you all, you all can use the chat box to respond with the correct answer. Are you all ready? Okay. 7W in the W. Seven wonders in the world. Oh, very good, Abhirami and Pooja. Okay, you all got the game. Uh, quick learners. Okay. One more. 64S in a C. Yes, Anmita. Okay. The last one. 10Y in a D. Yes. Okay. So you all got all the answers right. Yes, Mahalakshmi. Okay. So we can go to the topics for the day. So the first topic is effective communication. Now, before we get into that, what is communication? Can someone, can all of you all just tell me what communication is according to you all in a word, in a sentence, anything? How do you all communicate? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Communication is used to connect with people. It helps to interact with people. It is a form of interaction. Yes. So communication is an exchange of information by speaking or writing or by other means. One of the functions of communication is to make our needs known and get them met. But usually that's not the case. Even when we make our needs known, it doesn't get us anywhere because the problem here might be we might be communicating ineffectively. So, what is effective communication? It is a process of exchanging thoughts, ideas, knowledge, information in such a way that the purpose and intention of it is fulfilled in the best possible manner, right? And there are many characteristics that define effective communication. And we're going to see one aspect today, which is assertive communication. I think the psychology students will be quite aware of this topic. You all might be learning about it in your course. It is a very useful skill to master, be it in your workplace or in your day-to-day interactions. Yeah. So I think we all agree that we all have a unique style of communicating. There is passive communication, aggressive, passive aggressive, and assertive communication, right? So I'll just give you all an example. So if imagine you all are in this group project as part of your college, and everyone has been given their own tasks to complete. You all have your own work to do, and you are like working hard at your task. You already have a lot to complete. You have your other assignments, you have some personal commitments at home, and you have this group project also to finish, and then you're like, you have your hands full. and one of the other group members, it could be your friend even, she comes up to you and she tells you, hey, can you please like do my work as well? I have some other events lined up, right? So imagine the scenario. You have your hands full and this person comes to you and asks you to do their work as well. How would you be feeling in such a situation? You all can respond in the chat box what you all would be feeling in this scenario. Overwhelmed, yeah, definitely. What else would you all be feeling? No one is going to be annoyed, pissed off that their friend will try to complete our work soon and will try to help others. Yeah. I mean, we feel bad sometimes saying no to our friends, right? We just say, yes, okay, we'll do it for you. Intimidating. Okay. Yeah. Right. So there are all these emotions that we might be feeling in such a situation. But I want you to ask yourself what you would respond to your friend. So you're here feeling overwhelmed, feeling bad that they've been asking you to do this. But what would you respond to them? Some of you all might be irritated, angry, disappointed in your friend. Um, you know, so we might respond in different ways. Some people might just agree and say, yeah, sure, okay, I'll do it for you. But inside they might be feeling so burdened. And this type of communication is called passive communication, right? Here, people put aside their own needs, for the needs of others. They don't respect their own feelings and needs here. Others' needs comes ahead of theirs. And even when someone else puts them down, they probably will think, yeah, that person is right. I am good for nothing, right? So um, that is a passive communication style, right? Um, you know, those people would find it hard to say no to something. They would agree to do things just because people expect them to do it. For example, if you lend your money to someone, you might even feel bad for asking for it back, right? And the next communication style is aggressive communication. Now, in aggressive communication, so going back to that example, you might tell your friend, are you crazy? Like, I can't do this for you, get lost. What do you think? Right? So here in this communication style, these people, they only care about themselves, right? At the end of the day, they have to win no matter whether they hurt someone, whether they have to put someone else down, intimidate them, threaten them, whatever it is. Only their needs matter. They don't mind disrespecting someone else's feelings or boundaries, if it is advantageous for them, right? And the next style is a passive aggressive communication style. Here, I think we might all be aware of this. We might have experienced this. We might have done this in our relationship. We might have, someone else might have done this to us. Those sarcastic comments we make when you're annoyed with someone, you don't want to directly tell them how you feel. Those indirect ways that you show your anger or your hurt to someone else, right? Because you're maybe not feeling empowered enough to express how you really feel to them, right? So that is an example of passive aggressive communication. And lastly, we come to assertive communication, which is the effective communication style here. This is a healthy communication style. Here, people respect their own needs and the needs of the other person, and this is like they don't put someone else down just for their own gain and benefit, right? So going back to that example, an assertive person would tell their friend, their friend comes and tells them, can you do my work also? An assertive person would say, listen, I'm sorry, I'm already overwhelmed with so much work, I can't do your work as well, but if you get stuck anywhere, I'll be happy to guide you, right? Here you are expressing your need without putting the other person down. This is an example of assertive communication. Now I'm just gonna like read out some okay, I'm going to need the chat box for this. Okay, I'm going to read out some behavioral styles here, communication styles, and I would want you all to respond in the chat box what style you all think it is, right? So I'll read some examples. Okay, if you all think it is passive communication style, respond with a P. If you all think it's aggressive, AG. If it's assertive, AS. And if it's passive aggressive, it's PA. Okay, or you all can just write the whole word, right, if you all want. Okay, so first, when threatened, you attack. Expressing thoughts, feelings in a way that violates others' rights and boundaries, uses humiliation to control others, criticizes, blames, or attacks others, speaks in a loud, demanding, and overbearing voice. Which communication style is this? AG? Yeah, right? This is an aggressive communication style. Okay, next. Not expressing one's feelings or needs, ignoring your own personal rights, lets others make decisions for you to avoid conflict, beats around the bush, speech is filled with pauses, apologizes inappropriately in a soft, unsteady tone, self put downs. Example, I'm useless, I'm hopeless, and self dismissal. Example, it doesn't really matter. My feelings don't matter, or what I want doesn't matter. People anyway take, advantage of me. So what style would this be? Samita has said it's passive. What about the others? Do you all agree? Yeah? Guys, don't be so passive. Come on. Be a little more interactive. Yes, Pooja, it is passive. Okay. One more. Grumble to yourself rather than confront the person or issue. Use facial expressions that don't match how you feel, that is, smiling when angry. Uses sarcasm. Denies there is a problem even. Appears cooperative while purposely doing things to annoy and disrupt. What communication style would this be? Yeah, passive aggressive, right? And we have the last one, which is states needs and wants clearly, appropriately, and respectfully, listens well without interrupting, speaks in a calm and clear tone of voice, has a relaxed body posture, feels connected to others, constructive criticism without blame. Example, I feel irritated when you interrupt me. Assertive, yes, right? So we are here hoping to have a more assertive communication style because it does help us get what we want, when we express our needs respectfully to others, right? It because an aggressive communication style would erode a relationship over time. Passive communication style would, kind of break your self-esteem because you're always feeling like you're a doormat. People are walking over you, right? So yeah, let's hope to model an assertive communication style. It would help in the workplace also. Now you're on this stage of life where you might also be going to work after this soon. So start practicing it. This is a skill that needs to be practiced whenever the opportunity arises. Yeah. Okay. So how does one behave assertively, right? So here you need to take ownership of your feelings, right? Tell the other person how you feel when they act in a certain behavior without blaming them, right? So you can say, when you do this action, I feel this feeling. What I would want or need from you is this alternate action, right? You're also telling them how else they can behave, which will make you feel okay, right? Without blaming them. So when you start accusing someone, saying, okay, you're so selfish all the time, you never support me, when you say such statements, the other person gets defensive and they say, no, I don't do that, right? Remember last week I was there for you when you needed me, right? So when you blame someone, the conversation doesn't go anywhere. Instead, you can tell them, when you do this thing, I don't feel so good, right? I feel hurt when you say such things to me. I feel irritated when you don't complete your task on time, right? So here the goal is to express how you feel in response to how they behave, right? And not attack them as a person. So also when you are communicating, when you're telling them, about your feelings, be confident, right? And to be confident, you need to be aware of your rights. You need to be aware of your boundaries, and also be confident that you can handle any situation, right? And be clear in the way you state it. Um, just say it in simple terms, and also be controlled. Say it in a calm tone, right? So assertive communication is all about respecting your rights as well as the rights of others, right? So I hope you all understood assertive communication. And okay, so um, we can go to the next topic, which is yeah, self-awareness.
So yes, hi guys. So now we are going to talk about self-awareness. So you can use the chat box for, for the responses. So before we start, what is self-awareness? You can have your response in the chat box. So you can type it out. What do you mean by self-awareness? In a word or two, you can. What is your idea of what is self-awareness means? It can be knowing about ourselves, our wants, needs, feelings. Yes, understanding ourselves better than others. Okay. Get to know about important things. Yes, getting to know things. Yeah, true, true. Yes, yes, it's yeah, true that. Yes, self-awareness is nothing but being aware of ourselves. So we have an activity which will actually, will help you to relate yourself with it. So yeah, so this activity is called That's Me. So I'll be reading out the statements which will be shown on the slide as well. So if you think you can relate yourself with that particular statement, then you can use the chat box and use the thumbs up emoji if you kind of can't relate it with yourself, or else if you don't relate it with yourself, you can leave it as it is. So can we start? Yes. So first, I like to work alone to reflect in peace. If you can agree and you can relate to it, you can use the thumbs up emoji. Second, I like being the center of attention. Third, I make decisions quickly. Okay. I accept life as it comes. Okay. Good, good. I like things to be neat and tidy. Yeah. Okay. So many are agreeing to it. Okay. Okay. I keep my feelings to myself. Okay. Okay, Irene. Okay. I do not treat life too seriously. Okay, that's cool. Okay. I'm always willing to try new things and take risks. Okay, that's good. So yeah, basically the previous activity was just an icebreaker for this concept of self-awareness. So when we talk about self-awareness, as your response was like, knowing about ourselves, knowing to know about our feelings, emotions. True, that was so true. So so this is some concept which we actually look upon, and we don't consider much to reflect on in this in this fast world. And I think personally self-awareness is something which should be given more importance when it comes to you making life decisions, and especially career decisions, which is going to be a major part of your life, right? So that's what self-awareness, that's why we thought self-awareness and giving you insight about self-awareness is a really important topic at this point of time, especially in your college days. So coming back to the previous slide of definition of self-awareness, it's nothing but it's accurate understanding of your own self, which includes knowing your strengths, the challenges can be put into, areas of improvements also, your values, the values which you keep for personal values it can be, and it can be professional values, and the emotions and the hopes that you hold together for the future. So when a person is highly, self-aware of oneself, then they have a better commitment to their future on what they are stepping up to. So in this chart, like you can see knowing thyself. So this component has different, like, around 6 to 8, 7 components, which is contributing to your own self. So actually, to speak about knowing yourself, there are many more components which could be added to. But here you can see we talk about skills, abilities, aptitudes, your interests, the professional and emotional values they give up. But apart from this, the importance which I would like to focus in this session is your values. So what do you mean by values? Can you kindly type it in your chat box? What do you, when I tell values, what do you think I actually mean when it comes to, especially when it comes to, in your life, or when it comes to a part where you have to take a decision or call on your own, and I'm using the term value, which you kind of have for yourself. What does it mean? Can you type in the chat box and let me know? So what does value actually mean? Is it moral values or some kind of values? What's your opinion, or what's your idea of values? Can I see some response in the chat box? Morals and ethics that we inculcate. True. What else? Respects in terms of, okay. Yeah, that's very true. Our opinions. Yeah. Yeah, on point. Yes. So with these three responses, it will be really, I can take forward the session where morals and ethics that we inculcate, which is neatly put. So when I'm talking about values, it is something which is a major part of who we really are. So morals, when you say morals, it is mostly our moral standard of how we've been brought up, the core component of which defines ourselves, right? So that is really important, which we kind of, forget to look on to consider it when we kind of take a really important decision in our life, especially when I'm talking about the career decisions we are going to make. It shouldn't be in align with the morals which you hold together. For example, I'm a psychologist, right? So if I'm going to choose a career which is going to be against my morals, so let's say Nancy is having a moral where she is a person who's really soft hearted, and she believes that, providing light to other people's life is something, is a purpose of every human being, and I like to guide people in different ways, and this is some kind of moral value ethics I have for myself. And if I'm going to take something which is not in alignment with what I truly believe in myself, and for example I'm taking profession or some life decision which is kind of, conflicting moral values, then my long term, commitment towards that particular thing, I don't think I'll feel that's kind of satisfaction or peace when it comes to long term run. So when we are going to make a decision in our life, let's say professionally, let's say career, so that's why when I was given an opportunity to decide to know, because my family was so supportive, I was telling in the beginning of the session, I just went to this career counseling workshop just to while away my time. But little did I know that, this Miss Alina will actually help me to know about different opportunities. Even though I was in a midway towards my, psychology course, she gave me so much of opportunity which I can go into and which I can explore with my own values which I was holding on to. And with my interaction, I came to know the core value or morals, which in your words I may put, was purpose. I was believing in there's a purpose for everything. So if I do something, there should be purpose to it. So that was the core value. So and then I found my path where I can exhibit and stick to my core thing, which is the purpose. And therefore, here am I, you know, guiding students, and I feel so satisfied and I feel so peaceful and committed towards it. So that's how it goes in long run. So that therefore it is really important that in this particular age, try to reflect on what your values are, what you value so much to yourself, what matters to you. So if it kind of conflicts with the career or profession which you're going to choose, then reflect on that, rethink on your decision making. So that's the importance of knowing yourself. And next comes the goal setting. So now that you know your core values and everything, what about the goal which you have in your mind? How are you going to approach the goal? So there should be a plan which should be in picture. So here is the SMART goal, which is really simple and neat, which I'll be providing you examples also, right? So S stands for specific. So provide a clear description of what needs to be achieved. So specific in the sense, let's say, let me say, like, I really want to lose, weight. So how do I go about with it? So instead of saying, for example, I want to lose weight, I could be more specific with, I want to lose 6 pounds, right? I can be more specific with what I want to. So this SMART goal will help you to implicate this model in any stage of your life. It necessarily need not be career or anything. It can be in any kind of goals which you have in your life, right? This is a simple example. As a teenager, if you'd like to increase your body or reduce your weight, so this is one of the example I just picked it. Okay, so it could be more specific to 6 pounds. Okay, second, when I, instead of saying I will become fitter, it can be more of like, we're starting and I will run 3 times 3 times a week for 20 minutes. It becomes more specific on what you're going to do about. Second comes measurable. So if you can't measure your goal, then what's the point in that, right? So you should have a track on how are you progressing or not. Are you going the right direction or not? Are you stagnant, or what should you do to keep yourself motivated? So that's the reason that it should be measurable. It should be vague. So when you say it's measurable, then for example, let's say, I will, instead of telling I will exercise today, you can say I will walk 5 miles today. So you will have a track of, okay, whether I walk 5 miles or not. Instead of telling I will read my notes tomorrow, you can say, like, I will read chapter 1 and 2 by tomorrow. So you will have a time, you have a duration that you will be measurable, and you have a idea of whether you completed it or not. So it will also, by completing a particular target or particular goal, it will also give you assurance that you made it, and kind of accomplishment, which will help you to move on to the next goal, right? And it's also achievable. So don't keep a goal which is actually not possible to achieve in a short duration. So you should actually be logical also when putting goals as well. So if you have a clear action steps to achieve your goals, then you must ask some following questions to yourself. For example, let's say, how am I going to achieve my goal? What are the steps am I going to take to achieve these goals? What are the steps do I need to take, and what resources is needed to achieve specific goals, right? So yes, that's one thing. And are you going to, for example, let's come back to this losing weight example. Okay, so when it comes to this achievable, what can be the thing is that, are you going to cut out your mid-morning snack to lose weight? Or what about getting up earlier to exercise, which is kind of involving a plan? So this is what we talk about when it's achievable. So, and next comes realistic, which we kind of uh, which is kind of one second, yeah. So when it comes to, one second, okay, when it comes to realistic, let's say I'm a person who loves chocolate, right? So I'm a person who loves chocolate, and suddenly I'm taking a decision like I will not eat chocolate for the rest of my life. So do you think it's actually realistic? No, it won't be realistic, because at the end of the day you will be end up eating chocolate somehow. Instead, it should be realistic in the way where it should be like, for a week it should be like only 1 bar of chocolate I am permitted to eat. So it's kind of realistic. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Instead of cutting it completely out of your life, this makes sense. So that's how your goal should be. Don't keep it unrealistic, but keep it more of realistic and achievable as well at the same time. And having a time bound is really important. So having a goal and having everything is good, but not having a time limit, it's going to have some other different effect on your own self. So it's always better to have a time limit. So you have if you have a really long plan, for let's say you want to become a professor, and you have this net exam which should be like cleared, instead of having keeping on doing the same short term goal like again and again, you should have a time limit for yourself. So 2-3 times attempt, if I'm not getting it, you should have a backup plan, right? Like that. So you should have a time bound which should be there for your short term goals. So it will be really helpful for you to pursue your longer term goal with a good commitment. And this is what goal setting is. So I'd like to reflect you on this. I'll take a pen paper, or have a mind kind of reflection of my goal is what. And you can track, I will track my progress by how so and so, and I will achieve this goal by doing the following, what you will achieve, what you will do. And realistic, and how realistic is this goal to you, because so and so, and you kind of put it, I will complete this goal by so and so. And yes, so it will be really helpful for you to reflect on yourself. And even when the thoughts are put into paper, guys, trust me, it actually kind of reflects your own thoughts. When you see it in papers and words, it will help you to reflect even more than just thoughts wandering inside your head. So this is something I'll recommend you to go back and reflect on. And the last slide comes SWOT analysis. I would like to give an introduction about SWOT analysis here, because it was really helping me when I was doing my UG. And I guess if psychology students, if they are a part of here this session, they would have come across this. This is simple but an easy technique of knowing your own self: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so coming to strength, what do you write in strength? For example, I might say I'm good in communication, and I'm a good academic performer, and I have a high level of confidence, and everything comes under strength. So what are my weaknesses? Like I kind of become anxious at times, and I'm an emotional person, sometimes I'm withdrawn. And these are things which I think weakness might be areas of improvement. Instead of perceiving it weakness, we can say it's areas of improvement. And then comes opportunities. So opportunities can be anything, which will be like helping you to explore your strengths and show your talents, or opportunities to improve your areas of weaknesses maybe. And then comes threats. So threats are nothing but which kind of you stops you from getting the opportunities which is before you. It can be any kind of fears, any kind of doubts you have towards yourself, anything that's stopping you. You really want it, but really this kind of it kind of hinders me. It may be from the outer factors, or from within yourself maybe. So when you actually jot it down and you put it in paper and you reflect on it, what makes you feel that these are my areas of improvement? How can you actually develop it, and what are the actual opportunities you that is in front of you, and how can you overcome it? And what are the threats, and is it realistic? Is it actually a threat, or is it like your perception of it's actually a threat? So it will really help you to analyze your own self. So I think this is the last slide for me, but then I would like to tell that I found something which I like to tell you guys, which will be helpful, maybe not right now, but sometime in the long run for you. So having said all these are the components which is making your own self. So when you're going to take up a career or something, which you're going to commit it for a long run in your life, make sure that your personal values are not getting conflicted or distracted or affected by anything, because that is the core thing which you should look into. Because many of the employees, many of the person who get into the professional field, no, they really have looked upon or not given enough reflection of what their core values or what they really are, and taken into different fields, because we are different from each other. We have our own uniqueness, and everyone taking the same path, it doesn't make sense, right? So you should find your own way. And that's how I found my purpose. And my purpose, I found that knowing myself, and this is what I meant for. And I'm right here addressing many students like you. And now it's your time to decide who you are and what you want to become. And that's where we Mere Mentor steps in, and we provide different types of assessment which you will be able to take: personality test, individual ability test, right? And interest, and what is your what do you really want to become, and what your dreams are, and how you can take a step forward to achieve such dreams, right? And also we don't stop with that, with assessments of knowing your own self in every each component, but also we have one-to-one counseling session with the career counselors who will be guiding you with every possible opportunities you can become into, and what kind of person you can become into. It will be in-depth counseling. So this is why we are here, bridging the gap between the reality and your dreams together, right? So right now, we open this platform for question, and anyone can pitch in and type your questions if you have any. We'll be really welcoming all the questions here.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions in the topics of communication and self-awareness, or just about like our how you all can maybe get in touch with us to do the assessments and get a one-to-one session. You all can use this time to ask us.
You can also let us know if you have need any clarity regarding the topic shared. If you have any doubts or suggestions or queries, you're really much welcome.
So if everything was very clear to you all, I'm glad. Yeah, I think we can wrap up the session now then. It was wonderful spending this hour with you all, and I hope you guys had fun just as we had fun interacting with you all. Yeah. Thank you, students.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.